Hi everybody and welcome back. Today we are going to continue our work with fractions on a number line. On Wednesday we were representing fractions on a number line, and today we're going to continue that work. If you have this sheet in your pile of stuff, why don't you go ahead and grab it. If you don't have it, that's okay. You just grab a piece of paper and a pencil. It works the same. So hit the pause button, go get what you need. Pencil, paper, this worksheet if you have it, and if you don't, that's okay too. Okay, today we're going to go ahead and represent fractions on a number line that goes from 0 to 2. Okay, if you remember on Wednesday we just worked with the space less than 1 from 0 to 1. Today we're going to go a little further and work to the number 2. So let's kind of pretend that these numbers are city blocks, and we have a little ant, my Lego piece ant, who's going to walk along those city blocks. And let's say his first task is going to be to walk a third of one city block. So he's going to walk a third of 1. So if he's going to walk a third, that means we have to divide our whole into thirds. He's going to walk 1/3. So let's divide our whole into 3 equal parts as best you can. Okay. And if you have to erase and change and fix your lines, that's okay. So there's our whole into 3 equal parts. 1, 2, 3. Now here's something different. Our number line is longer today. So we have 2 wholes. We have 2 city blocks here. So this whole from 1 to 2 has to be split up the same. So let's split this into thirds as well. So each one of your wholes should have 3 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now if our little ant friend is going to walk 1/3 of a city block, where's he going to end up? Let's go ahead and label this number line. 1/3, 2/3, and 1, but it's the same thing as 3/3. Now what do you think is going to be beyond 3/3? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. It makes sense that we now have 4/3. 5/3, and then of course 6/3, which is the same thing as 2. Okay, let's look what we just did. We split each one of our wholes into 3 sections, and then we simply labeled them. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3, 6/3. And if our ant is starting here, he hasn't walked anywhere yet, so it makes sense that that would be 0/3. He hasn't walked anywhere on that block. Okay, if he walks here, he has walked 5/3, which really is more than 1. All right, let's try some more. So here's our city blocks again. We have 2 city blocks, so we have 2 wholes. This time our ant is going to take bigger walks, and he is going to walk a half a block each time and stop. So let's take a look at our whole. This time we want to split it up into 2 equal groups. 1, 2, and let's look at our whole again from 1 to 2, and let's split it up. Now we can label. Our ant hasn't left yet. He hasn't walked anywhere. But if he walks to here, he walks 1/2 of the city block. If he walks another half, that's 2 halves. If he walks a third half, it's 3 halves. And if he walks another half, 4 halves, he walks 4 halves. Okay, let's try a couple more. Flip your paper over or go onto a new sheet wherever you have room, and let's practice setting up our own number lines. Okay, so let's set up our city blocks. 0 to 2. Oh, I kind of slanted up a bit there. 1. Let's pretend he's walking uphill. Okay, so now our ant friend is going to take smaller walks along his city blocks. This time we want him to stop every 1/4 of a mile. Okay, so let's say from 0 to 1, if he's going to stop every 1/4, let's go ahead and split this up into 4 equal sections. Split it in half, then split your halves in halves. That's helpful. Same thing with your other hole. From 1 to 2, you have 2 holes here, so split them up. And now we can label. If our ant friend hasn't walked at all, he's gone 0/4 of a block. But if he goes 1/4, and if he walks another 1/4 of a block, 2/4, and if he walks another 1/4, 3/4, another 1/4 would be 1 whole block, or 4/4. He's going to keep on walking. Another 1/4 would be 5/4. Another 1/4 would be 6/4. Another 1/4 would be 7/4. And if he walks another 1/4, he'll have walked 2 blocks, or 8/4. Okay, let's try a couple on your own. So let me show you the ones I want you to work on. Hit pause, and then we'll check them together. Okay, so here are your 2 I want you to work on. You're going to mark and label points on a number line where the ant rests. So this time, on the one that you're going to practice on, your little ant friend is only going to walk 1/6 of a block. So that means each one of your holes needs to be split up into 6 equal groups. And then go ahead and label them. And then in your second example, the ant is going to walk 1/8 of a block every time and stop. So here's your hole, split it into 8s. Here's your other hole, split it into 8s. Try those. When you're ready, hit play and we'll check them. All right, let's check your work. Let's see how you did. 1/6. Divide each hole into 6 equal groups. So let's try that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that hole is split into 6. And our second is split into 6. So let's label this number line. If our ant didn't walk any 1/6 of a block, he walked 0/6. 1 6, 2 6, 3 6, 4 6, 5 6, and if he walks that full block, he walked one whole block or 6 6 of the block. Let's keep going. 7 6, 8 6, 9 6, 10 6, 11 6, and if he walks 2 full blocks, that's 2 or 12 6. How'd you do? So far so good? Okay, let's check the second one. 1 8. This gets smaller. So let's look. We're going to divide each one of our holes into 8 equal groups. Okay, this gets smaller. Okay. Check to make sure you have 8 spaces in each hole. All right, and if our ant didn't go anywhere yet, he went 0/8 of a block. And if he goes 1/8 of a block and stops and rests, he'll be at 1/8. If he goes another 1/8, he'll be at 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and if he walks that full block, he will have walked one full block or 8/8. Let's keep going. He's going beyond that one block. 9/8, 10/8, 11/8, 12/8, 13/8, 14/8, 15/8. This gets tricky if you don't give yourself enough space. It's getting tight for me. And if he walks if he walks 2 full blocks, he will have walked 2 blocks or 16/8. Okay? So that's continuing our work with fractions on a number line, going beyond. And if I were to extend this number line, if we're at 16/8 now, and he walked one more 8, where do you think he'd be? 17/8, 18/8, 19/8. It continues. There's no worksheet for you to work on today. I wanted you to take your time with these practice problems. So spend your time today either on reflex or reading extra, catching up on our read aloud. Okay? All right, good luck with this. If you're having problems with it, you can always send us a personal message on Seesaw, or you can always email us and we can always help you through it. Have a great day.